Hi guys, how's it going? My name's HyperSB, and today I'm going to go over the notation for physical 2x2x2x2. This notation has been worked on by me and other hypercubers. So we needed to find a way to scramble our physical tesseracts. So we had to come up with a notation system, which is the hashtag notation system. So I wanted to share how to understand the notation, and which scrambles our tesseract more in a random state. And so today I'll be showing you how to use the hashtag notation. There's a diagram that tells you basically how to turn the cells. Like on a 2x2, you have rotations of the layers, and you know you've got R, and then R prime, and then R2. Those are those. But since it's another dimension up, we are using actual cube rotations to turn the cells. Cube, technically, you're doing cell rotations to turn the sides. And that's, instead of using, you're still using primes, you're still using prime symbols, and you just, but you're using X, Y, Z as the rotations instead of just the, right side, left side kind of thing. On this one, if you're familiar with your cube rotations, then this is a breeze. So you've got X rotations, which X is going along this way, so it's rotating it like this, so going along the X axis like this. Y rotations is going along the Y axis like this, and Z rotations is going along the Z axis like this. And so you're basically doing those movements instead of layer rotations, and so that's what you do in scrambling it. So you've got a set of left and right cell rotations, and I'll go over them in a second. So we've got a 2x2 here, a 3-dimensional 2x2. We'll go to the 4-dimensional 2x2, and we'll see how to apply it. You have the left cell, which is notated by L. So L is the left cell, and R is the right cell. So you've basically got two 2x2s in like this kind of, so you've got left and right. So left and right, and if you see an L, that means you turn the left cell. If you see an R, you turn the right cell. And so once you have that down, so left you got 3 axes, and then right you have 3 axes. Like it's just like, two 2x2 puzzles sort of stacked together. Like I said, X is going along this way. If you looked in that picture, X is going this way. It's also going that way as well. So that's the X axis. Your Y axis is up here, and then your Z axis is along here, so it's along this side here. I'm going to go through the moves real quickly. So we'll start with the left cell movements. So LX, doing an LX move, so it's turning and doing X rotation moves, taking this cell off and doing an X move, which is that way. So you can see an X, and I normally go off by these. So LX is that way, and LX prime is that way. So LX would be like this, and LX prime would be back. So, and then you have LX2, which is essentially LX2, like that. So you're going LX on the X axis twice. That is the LX movements. Now what about LY? So LY is rotating the Y cell, and you go, so you've got LY, so that's a Y clockwise, so LY is that, LY prime is that. So it's going back the other way, and LY2 is that. So that is those movements. So LY2 is that, so that's all the LY movements. Now LZ is these ones. LZ is rotating it like that, so that's LZ, and LZ prime is rotating it back, then LZ2 is rotating it twice, like that. That's LZ2. So that is all the L cell movements. So LX, Y, and Z, primes and twice, and that kind of thing. And you go off by going with these faces here. An LX move would be going that way. LX prime will be going that way. And so the Y movements will be on this side, and then the Z movements will be on this side. Now the right cell is completely the same, so we're going to be going off these 3 sides now. So Rx is literally doing this way, so that's an Rx. Rx prime is turning it back, and then Rx2 will be turning it like that. So that's Rx2. Then let's do the Ry. So Ry is this way, then Ry prime is that way, then Ry2 is like that. So that's Ry2. Now let's do Rz. So Rz is this. So Rz is that, then Rz prime is that, then Rz2 is that. So that is all the cell movements, and that's headed by L and R. So you go L, X, which is the rotation. And if you go RZ, that's the Z rotation. You're rotating on the Z axis. So that is all the cell movements. Now hashtag, however, what I do is I do an U2. So this is my U side, this is my U cell. I do a U2 like that. And then I stack from left to right. And that is a hashtag. And then another hashtag would be U2 again, and then stack left to right. And that is a hashtag again. And it goes back into that original tesseract state, but then you've got this kind of messed up, but we'll fix that in a sec. So those are the hashtag movements. And let's say if we do a kind of example here, which is down there. Let's say we go LX, LY, and then we stop there and we do the R cell movements. So the R cell movements, RZ, and that's it. Once we've done that, we do a hashtag down there. So the hashtag, remember, is U2 first. So U2, and then you stack left to right, and that is a hashtag. Now let's do it again. So we've done the hashtag. Now we've got to do another set of movements. So what we do is let's say we go LZ and then RY like that. Okay, so that is those movements. We do the hashtag again, which is U2, and then stack from left to right, and that is now here. Now you can sometimes end up in a case like on the third row here, you can sometimes have where you just have the L cell that is there's just a left movement. So we do a left move, LY2. So we do an LY2, and then we do a hashtag because it says LY2. There's a hashtag after that, so we have to do the hashtag because there's no R cell movements in that section of movements. So we've got to do a hashtag. So U2, and then stack from left to right. And on the last one, we just have a RX2, which is just that, and we do another hashtag, which is U2, and then stack from left to right. And that's an example of how you read the notation. It's not like, it wasn't really a good scramble example, but it just gets you in the know of how to read the notation. Because normally the scrambles you get are quite long, and you can, you have like a whole, diagram as well of how you scrambled, which Grant has an actual 2x2 by 2x2 scrambler that he's created to generate. I'll put that in the description as well. So you can do your own scrambles from there. Then you can also copy those scrambles, import them into CS Timer, and you can solve them with CS Timer, and then you can do your averages from there. So it's pretty cool how that works. And so sometimes you might get, let's do another example. I'll just keep it scrambled here. You can see how it goes. We've got an LX, and then an LZ2, and then an RY, and then an RX move, like that. But then we have two hashtags. So that means we have to do the hashtag twice. So we need to do a U2, stack from left to right, then don't do anything, then a U2, and stack from left to right. Sometimes the generator can come up with those movements, and then you just continue on with your cell movements, whatever it says, and then hashtag. So that is how you read 2x2x2x2 notation, and it's not that hard. It just takes practice, just like any other notation. So there's a link in the description. Grant's made a generator for these for scrambling this particular puzzle. It uses the same notation. It's just a lot longer, and you can do a lot longer scrambles on it. It also comes up with a diagram of the scramble as well, so you can reference that off that. But normally those diagrams are positioned where you have white top, green front, and purple inside. If you follow that at the start, then you should get the same scramble. If you do everything right in the whole scramble, you should be able to get the same scramble in the diagram. I sometimes don't get the same. Sometimes don't get the same scramble. I sometimes miss scramble, but that just happens, I guess. Some server events that happens in most of the hypercubing server. If you have a wrong scramble, then you have to sort of redo it, which is kind of a pain. But no, it's just sort of going through it slowly, I guess. I've had times where I've had to redo a scramble, and like it took me like 5 times to get it right. That was during like a comp event in the Hypercubers server. Now there's also I've also got my YouTube server up and running. The link's in the description as well, and also the physical Hypercubers server if you want to join that for everything physical, or all physical 4D puzzles. I should say analogs, for I guess physical 4D analogs, or physical 4D analogs in 3D. It's confusing. So come and join that server. It's in the description, and we'll be happy to see you there. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and that's how you read physical 2x2x2x2 notation, and I'll see you guys next time.